Hey guys, so I'm coming to you from the schoolroom today. I'm a little shaky, so I am going to go over and show you the things in my math station. We use a lot of this for one on one hands on learning, but I'll insert a picture at the beginning as the main photo so that you can see what it looks like. It's just inside of an old nightstand that I've kind of repurposed. So let me show you what we have over here so that I know I've had a couple of people ask me some questions about what manipulatives we have. I still am adding to it, but I can show you what I have so far. So I have on the wall a couple of pictures. I have a multiplication chart, the doubles facts song printed out, and Operation Clue words, which is like if they're doing a word problem, they can kind of look at this chart and know that if it says what's the product, in all, those would normally mean multiplication. If it says like to share equally or every or quotient, it would mean division, that sort of thing, to help the kids kind of work through a word problem. And hanging with the multiplication chart, I have a poppet, but it's not a regular poppet, it is a times table. So it's kind of cool. The kids can go down and pop the answer if they're using a multiplication table for something, so you don't lose your place, which is really neat. So I'll hang that back up. So up on the top of it, I have one of these little clocks. My mother-in-law got this for the kids after I asked for a clock learning device, and this is perfect. I like the size because they can bring it with them over to their desks. And we have a couple of games here. So I have Dose. It's like generic Uno. I got this at the dollar store. We got some playing cards, Frozen edition. Kira loves them, so she generously let me put those into the math station. Although in their to-go bags, they have some regular playing cards as well. This is a really fun game. It's called Frog Juice. We found this at the thrift store, and it says a clever card game of spells and concoctions on the back, and it really is fun because there is a lot of math involved, but as you're playing, you don't realize that you're doing the math. And this kind of goes with the cards. There's the regular deck of cards. It has different, I just have it folded up, but it has different games that kids could play that are math intensive with the cards. We have Yahtzee. And then in here we have some dominoes and some dice. I have quite a few games and things that we play with those, and a lot of worksheets you can find online that you print that will be like domino math, or sometimes you can even print some free board games and you need the dice. Another thing is like counting cups for counting and sorting different things, or sometimes when you're playing Yahtzee, you want to have the cup. So we use that for different things. The kids also will come over here and grab one and wash it out after to use when we're doing painting or some sort of crafts. So these are Halloween ones. I love them, but we use them for everything. We also have, I'll move this out of the way. I'll just try to keep this as organized as possible. This is just a box of other dominoes, more dominoes. So we have 2 sets of dominoes here. And the last game that I have is this Hot Wheels Math. Logan actually found this at the thrift store and asked if he could get it. It has multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So this is a very, it's a fun game, and I like that it kind of grows with them. It says 5 and up, and I really believe that because, when they're 5, maybe they're just doing addition, but then as they start getting older, they added in subtraction and then now multiplication. So even though my daughter's 10, it's great for her to sort of work on her multiplication recollection. That's something was hard for me as a kid. I could do multiplication, but coming and just keeping it, I'm just pulled the whole drawer out. Just coming and getting it right off the top of my head was difficult. So Kira is in 5th grade and Logan is in 2nd. So there are a couple of these books in the drawer that are for him because they're 2nd grade, but they're like Brain Quest style. This is Klutz brand, but they have like different questions on them. An example is, the coin fairy gave me these coins with one catch. I have to spend the exact amount she gave me. What should I buy? So they would count that and figure out one of these things are the exact amount. And then there's a second one, and it says more questions and answers for really smart 7 and 8-year-olds. So I like those. Those are fun. And a great little on-the-go activity. Again, I might throw them in his on-the-go bag at some point, but I'm always rotating the things that are in them. At some point, I will do a video about their on-the-go bags as well. We have a little compass in there for different like geometric activities that we do. We have 2 different multiplication flashcards in here. Right now, half of them are put in their to-go bags, but I just shoved the other half in here for them to do. We also have telling time flashcards. Logan's still working on that. He can count by 5, but I really want to explain like quarter of, quarter past, quarter till to them because adding those fractions in with the clock was always a struggle for me. And I finally got the hang of it, so I want it for him. I have a couple of calculators in here that they can use for different projects if needed. I have 2 of these boards. I have a blue one and a red one of these old addition and subtraction boards. So 6 plus 6 is 12. I think that they're fun to play with. I think that my kids are past that. They're pretty good with multiplication. They're pretty good with addition and subtraction. They're working on multiplication and fractions, and then going on to even more stuff now. Kind of starting to teach my daughter about negative numbers. So I think I leave them in here because I think that they're fun and I think it's good review, but it's nothing that I'm working on one-on-one with them currently. So I also have a couple different rulers in here. There's about 12 rulers in here. We don't really need that many. They use them for crafts and stuff too, though. So we have these little smaller plastic ones. I have some, of these sort of measuring tapes. And I got them these this year because they're fun and all the kids like the poppets. So they have a little poppet in them, but they're still a working ruler. Got an orange one and a green one. So that's it for what's in the drawer. But there's some more on the shelf underneath. So if you give me one moment, I will grab some stuff from down there and we can look at that together. Oh, so this is one of my favorites things that I've got, new things I got this year. It's magnets and they're wooden. And so it will have like a hole, like if you look on the back, it has this whole one, and then the little pieces fit into it so they can kind of visualize what different fractions mean. And I like that. I have a lot of different, I have a whiteboard behind me that's magnetic. I have, my son's Lego table is a Lego table on one side, but when you flip it over, it is a dry erase board that is magnetic. So we have plenty of different things that they can use magnets for. All right, so we have number blocks, math bricks in here, just the different ones, using them for so many different things. I have a whole book of worksheets that involve math bricks and a whole bunch of other math games and things that they can play. But I just think it's good to have extra manipulatives around. If we're playing a board game that I've printed from the internet, a lot of times the kids will use a different color for each of them as they're moving their movers. These come with more cups, but I have counting bears in here. So I originally got the counting bears for the kids to do patterns with when they were littler, but some of these are kind of advanced as far as the cards go. Logan's really enjoying this, so it will say like you have 8 bears in 4 different colors. You have the same amount of bear in each color. What 4 bears do you have? And the answer's on the back. You have 10 bears in 2 colors. Start with blue and end with yellow. A blue bear never stands next to a blue bear, and a yellow bear never stands next to a yellow bear. Put your bears in order. So it's more of a logic puzzle than a math problem, but I think that that's great. You have to know how to think logically in order to do math. The other thing that I have here is these are magnet numbers, but they're not just the numbers, they have the problems. They have the problem symbols, so I could do like division and multiplication and stuff with them, and I can put it out on their magnet board and have them do the answer, write the answers, and that would be fun. Or they could find the answer if depending on what problem it is. Hold on one moment. All right. All right. So this is what they have for workbooks. Sometimes my kids like to do hands-on things, but once in a while they just want to show me that they know their facts and they want to move on. And I have plenty of workbooks for them to do that. So a couple of them that I have here. I have these little math soup books. They're tiny, but it's like a little magazine. But they just go through and they kind of do the word problems that are in there. And then, like, there's always, like, a fun activity on the back, like, ask your family and friends what games they like to play, and draw a picture or write the name of the game at the bottom of the graph and make a graph. So, this is all review stuff, but again, I wanted this station to be, I could pull things from it when I'm working one-on-one with them on a new math fact or subject, but they can also go to this to do review. And I've noticed that if I put some things out there that are review for them, they're more likely to come over to this and not feel like it's a stressful area to go. And they keep coming to it. Whereas if it was all new stuff, they would want to wait for me to do it. If I can get them to come over here and show some interest, that's great. This book is it's pretty massive. It's a folder. But this is all stuff that I've printed from the computer. A lot of it from Teachers Pay Teachers that I think that the kids would like. And I was talking about some of those like base 10 block games. So, yeah, you can go on. I really do suggest Teachers Pay Teachers. I have an account, and so many great teachers put so many great resources on there. So if you're looking for a specific kind of worksheet or subject, go in there, do some searching. You're going to find some great stuff. And I'm sure most of you already know that. Time and money. Like I said, Logan wants to work on time. He does not care if it's a princess book or not. I had actually gotten this for Kira years ago, and she never used it or needed it. So I saved it, and Logan will do it. I also have this solution sleuth creative problem solving for science and math. It is very logic based, and this is the type of stuff that Kira is really into right now. Like probability, and she's really interested in it. And not only that, she is it's getting her to be more interested in math and science in general, where before she was homeschooled, it was not something she was interested in. It kind of goes into how to solve, not just putting puzzles in here, but how to solve them. Teaching kids how to think in a way to solve problems, which I think is super important. And then we have a couple of these. I actually ordered these from the Federal Reserve, and they sent them to me. So I have these My Money student workbooks and Great Minds Think, a New Guide to Money. And the kids have looked through this a little bit, and they even want to go to the Money Museum in Cleveland now. That's where the Federal Reserve is. And I think this is great. I love when I can relate math back to real life, because my daughter's not going to do it unless I can tell her how she's going to use it and why it's important. She really struggles with that. Not really struggle. I guess struggles is the wrong word. She questions me a lot of like, what do I need this for? How am I going to use this? That's why, we are working on fractions. We've been doing a lot of baking and stuff, and it's been very helpful and good for her. So the last thing I have to show you from this area is a pile of books. I have Measurement Action. And this is all going into the comparing the distance and the metric system, comparing it to the standard system, and temperature, and then of course comparing that to Fahrenheit, Celsius. And I think that's something that's kind of a lost art today. A lot of kids don't learn about the metric system, and including me. I didn't when I was little. It was something that I had to kind of self-teach as I got older. And so for that reason, I like that book. These books we just got a couple of days ago at a thrift store. And I actually didn't take a really close look at them before I brought them home. These are going to be something that Kira will be using for the next couple of years to get some ideas about different real life math stuff. So the Hubble Space Telescope, understanding and representing numbers in the billions. And I love this. It tells a story about the Hubble Space Telescope and how they needed to know about numbers in the billions. Modern buildings, identifying bilateral and rotational symmetry and transformations. Building Washington, D.C., measuring the areas and rectangular shapes. I love this because Kira loves history and she loves reading, and it ties it all in for her. Islamic art, recognizing geometrical shapes in art and ideas. I love this one so much. It's it has all this beautiful artwork, and it explains to them hexagons and how all of this connects together, and it even shows them how we have so much symmetry and geometry in nature, which I love. Denali National Park, creating geographical representations of data. This one is going to be really good. Logan wants to visit Denali National Park. I don't know if that's going to happen. We will definitely bring him to Alaska at some point. However, I love that it uses animals and mountains and stuff to show how they collect data and why collecting data is important. And the last one is the Hoover Dam applying problem-solving strategies. These books are going to be great for her. I already know it. This one is a fun one, bedtime math, fun excuse to stay up late. It has some really fun things, but be careful if you get this one because there's some messy stuff in here, like you see, cans of soda. If you have 10 cans of soda, but you've only kept 5 of them cold and left the rest sitting in the sun, how many sodas will explode when you open them? Which I find to be funny. And then we have this last book, Let's Tell the Time. And it's wipe clean. And like I said, this is for Logan. I do think that the artwork's a little young for him, but being able to use it to wipe and being able to do it and wipe it clean, I like. And also as you get to the end, it does go into the more, learning about telling time in a way like how do we communicate time to each other, which is the part that he's struggling with. Well, thank you for looking at that with us. It's not completed yet. There's a couple of things I'd still like to have. I want to get a scale to show things that weighed the same and do some different activities with. I'd like to get an abacus. I just want to have one. I don't have a specific thing I'm looking to do with it. I want more shape manipulatives. I'd like to do some more logic puzzles that involve shapes and that sort of thing. Although they do have an Osmo system, and their Osmo system has those blocks, so I could use them, but I don't want them to lose any of the pieces for their Osmo. And the last thing that I'd really like to have is some more division, stuff for division. I have a lot for multiplication, and that's great, but division we usually end up doing mostly on paper, and I'd like to be able to show them more. So thank you guys for watching. Next time I'm going to do my OT area, but if there's anything else you'd like to see or you'd like to ask me, feel free, leave a comment, message me, whatever. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.